Hello and welcome back to Around the World in 80 Dishes. It's been a long time coming from dissertation getting in the way and then going back to work after lockdown. Fingers crossed, get back onto a bit of a more of a solid run. New kitchen as well. I have an oven for people that have been here since the first episode. I don't actually need to use it today, but we have an oven for future recipes, excellent stuff. And I could almost do the whole binging with Babish rip-off, but we won't do that because I actually respect him. Right, what we're making today? What are we making today? Chicken and potato roti, all the way from Barbados. I've made it before, it was nice, it was lovely. Let's see if I remember how to do it as we go along. All the ingredients you need are here. So you've got your flour, your butter, your salt and your water for the actual roti. And then the filling, you've got your chicken, potato, onion, garlic, thyme, curry powder, chilies and black pepper. And a bit more salt again. Unfortunately, I couldn't find fresh thyme or Scotch bonnets, which would be much better for this, but we'll see if it works with just the normal red chilies anyway. Right, starting off then, we need to make ourselves a dough, because what recipe that I do wouldn't require a dough, because that's always not difficult or tedious to do. Let's do this, baby. Oh, I'm excited. Right. Lovely. So, start with your flour. You want to stick 3 or 4 tablespoons in. We'll say that. We'll figure this out as we go along. You want to leave it out so it's a bit softened as well, because otherwise it's like moving concrete through. Right. You can use a mixer if you've got it. I've got one, but it's out of shop and makes a hell of a lot of noise and can't really be bothered to clean it afterwards, to be honest with you. So we'll just see how this goes instead. Maybe just do it with one hand, that would help. So the reason why we're doing Bajan cuisine today, I asked a good friend of mine to do a logo for the channel. She has not done it yet because she's got her own things going on, but wouldn't accept any form of payment, so this is for Lauren instead. She said this will do. So you want to add a little bit of salt as well. I'm going to add another lump of butter and then we'll start adding some water in as well. I'm sad to see the loss of the ironing board in the background. I feel I might bring that back just for a bit of, nostalgia's sake. But at the same time, I've got a kitchen island now and I can do stuff like this. Now you just want to work this all together until it starts to smooth out. So all the butter and the flour is one with another. This unity that we may be able to get between the two ingredients. I don't know what that was. Yeah, so you want if you want to try and get it smoother than that, do, but I think it'll work with just this anyway. We'll see. Lovely. So what you can do with that, just leave it to the side while we're doing the rest. Cover it with a tea towel and sack it off. Next up, moving on to the filling. As ever, I'm using This Isn't Chicken because in terms of meat substitutes, I think it's amazing. It's just so difficult to get into. So, sticking in the pan. If you're using real chicken, stick it in now as well and get it all browned on all sides, just with a touch of oil in the pan, which I forgot to do. Right, so whilst that's starting to cook away, we'll prep the other stuff. So, you've got your onion. There are a million videos all over the place on how to properly cut an onion, so if you don't know, find one. If you're wanting to be more technical with it, I'll just do it the way that I normally do. Oh, as well, a great tip if you tend to cry, like a lot of people do, when cutting up onions, is to not have any eyes, because then the acid in it doesn't get into your eyes and bother them. So, little tip for you there. The recipe I originally found for this said 2 cloves. I disagree with that, so I'm going to use more. I only disagree because it's garlic. Like, honestly, you could eat this like an apple, I think. Same as ever. Crush, 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 and your skin's off. Just roughly chopped. We're not making this pretty. Don't need it pretty when the chef is this gorgeous. I need to make some more friends, so I'm not speaking to myself so much, I think. And then with that, you've got your pepper, your salt. Oh, that went everywhere. Oops. Your curry powder. And your thyme. Now, if you're rushing around, it doesn't take a lot of as well. At this point, like I say, Scotch bonnet is, I think, is the more traditional one. But I couldn't find any, so all you want to do with that is not use that one, but just pierce some holes in and just add it home. And don't miss the pan. Leave that for 10-15 minutes, get all the flavours loving and close and getting all down with each other. But in that time, you can prep your potatoes. If you've got a peeler, use a peeler, but I can't find mine. Lovely jubbly. Oh, smell of that. Yee. Right, so skins off, boom. And you just want to get these cubed up. Try and get them all similar sizes so that it all cooks together at the same sort of rate. Lovely, so just going to leave that for a couple more minutes before adding the potatoes. You want to get your kettle on so you can add just enough water to partially cover everything. You don't want it swimming, but just to have like a low skirt on all the things. Just have a little taste now, just to see if your seasoning and everything's right. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Wonderful. Right, we'll add these in now. Just get a little bit of frying on them before the kettle's ready. And what I'm going to do as well is just add a little bit more seasoning in, just for those potatoes to grab onto it before I add the water. Lovely. Then turn the heat up, get it to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer. Right, that's been in for a couple of minutes. All you need to do is, like I say, when it's at a simmer, stir it a handful of times just to make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. But other than that, you can just leave that be for about 20 minutes or so. Let's get the rotis rolled out. So, you just want to flour a surface up. And you can either cut this or just tear it off with your hands like I'm going to do, which probably isn't the right... No, bad idea. Bad form. Just cut it off. Maybe a bit more. Get it into a nice little bowl. Yeah, about that size. And then get your good friend, Mr. Rolling Pin. Now, obviously you can make these any size you like, but I'll be going for just a little bit bigger than what it's at now. Yeah, so that sort of thickness. And just repeat. Just want to touch your flour in between each layer as well, just so they don't stick together. Right, with that, the dough done and that boiling away, just leave it until your potatoes are nice and tender. You test it by sticking a fork through or taking one out and biting it, and then if it's too hot, that's your own fault. Because, you know, that thing's cool before you bite it, you silly goose. Right, potato and everything like that, nearly ready. Only thing we've got left to do, get some oil or butter, heat it on a pan, just need to wait for that to heat up a little bit more. And then we're sticking these in just to get a little bit puffier. And cook them actually, that's the main part of it, I guess, to actually cook them. So, right, see if this is hot enough. So literally just straight onto the pan. How confirm it is not hot enough, so just wait till it's proper sizzling away. Makes your life so much easier. So what you want to do is what I have just not done, is put it on and leave it alone for a couple of minutes. Once your oil's hot enough, put it on and leave it. 30 seconds, a minute, I'm not entirely sure, until it's started to get a little bit more colour to it than, you know, this. Excellent. Whilst we wait for the other ones to cook, just leave it on the side, tea towel, keep it nice and warm, keep it toasty. Keep the roti toasty. Yeah. Right, so whilst I'm just waiting for the last couple of rotis to finish off, I'm just going to do something because the recipe I originally read doesn't say to do, but just get a little bit more of the spice in. Which is, to be fair, if you were using a Scotch bonnet, you probably wouldn't have to do this, but just since it's been in anyway, I'm just going to cook this up a touch, just to add into the actual wraps when we're finished. So I think it'll just be a nice little heaty touch, you know what I'm saying? Give you some of that hot touch. Makes you feel warm inside. Might as well start on the ones that we've already got. So, you get your terribly misshapen roti, which only happens when you can't roll a circle like myself. You get that bad boy in there. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this. Boom. So here we have it. The chicken and potato roti. I don't think it's supposed to look this anemic, but that's just on my cooking of the roti as opposed to the actual dish itself. Yeah. Lovely. And there we are, folks. Chicken potato roti. I'm back. And probably worse than I was before.